Hello everyone, Joel here. We all know that modern gaming is basically just a glorified swipe right simulator for microtransactions, right? So instead of selling your soul for a legendary skin, let's travel back to the golden era. A time when games were finished at launch and your GPU didn't require a nuclear power plant to run. I've handpicked 15 masterpieces that you absolutely need to experience in 2026 before the AI uprising turns us all into batteries. Let's dive in!
You've got the first shot at Deb tonight.
Kicking things off, we have the gothic fever dream that is Bloodlines. Honestly, this game is like that one toxic ex. It's incredibly broken, kind of messy, but the personality is so magnetic you just keep coming back for more. You play as a fresh fledgling in a gritty LA underground, navigating vampire politics that make high school drama look like a tea party. The writing is top tier, and the atmosphere is thicker than a goth girl's eyeliner. Plus, playing as a Malkavian is essentially a masterclass in hearing voices that are actually funnier than your real friends. It's janky, it's sexy, and it's a total vibe. Next up, if you want a game that feels like a warm hug from a colorful Akira Toriyama drawing, Dragon Quest VIII is your fix. This game is massive, and I'm not just talking about the world map, I'm talking about the sheer audacity of having a king turned into a literal green troll. The turn-based combat is classic don't fix what isn't broken brilliance, and the cel-shaded graphics have aged better than fine wine or most Hollywood actors. It's a grand sweeping adventure that'll make you forget that your actual life involves staring at a spreadsheet for 8 hours a day.
I came to watch you die.
Now let's talk about Deus Ex. This isn't just a game, it's a terrifyingly accurate prophecy of our current dystopia disguised as a stealth RPG. You play as JC Denton, a man whose sunglasses are permanently fused to his face, uncovering conspiracies that involve everything from the Illuminati to why is the coffee machine always broken. The freedom here is insane. You can hack the door, blow it up, or find a vent and crawl through it like a highly trained metallic rat. It's smart, it's cynical, and it'll make you look at your toaster with suspicious eyes for a week. Moving right along to Neverwinter Nights. This was the ultimate Dungeons & Dragons playground before everyone decided that graphics mattered more than actual gameplay. While the main campaign is cool, the real juice was the Aurora toolset, which basically let every nerd with a dream become a dungeon master. It's a deep, crunchy RPG where your stats actually matter more than your reflexes. Whether you're flirting with Lady Aribeth or accidentally murdering an entire village because you failed a charisma check, it's a classic D&D experience that doesn't require you to actually leave your house or smell your friends. Alright, JRPG fans, Tales of the Abyss is the emotional roller coaster you didn't ask for but definitely need. You start as Luke von Fabre, who is, and I say this with love, a colossal entitled brat. But watching his character development is more satisfying than finally getting a popcorn kernel out of your teeth. The flex range linear motion battle system sounds like a fancy brand of yoga, but it's actually just fast-paced, real-time action that keeps your thumbs busy. It's got clones, world-ending stakes, and enough meaning-of-life questions to trigger a midlife crisis at age 20.
Get out of there! I have a bad feeling!
Okay, hear me out. Dirge of Cerberus is the black sheep of the FF7 family, but in 2026, it's a fascinating relic of the edgy protagonist era. You play as Vincent Valentine, the man who lives in a coffin and has more belts than a BDSM convention. It's an action RPG shooter hybrid that lets you live out your Molgoth fantasies while blasting Shinra soldiers into the Shadow Realm. Is it weird? Yes. Is the story absolutely bonkers? You bet. But sometimes you just want to play as a moody vampire with a triple-barrel handgun and call it art. Then we have the game that taught an entire generation how to develop a claw grip and permanent hand cramps. Monster Hunter Freedom Unite is the peak of the PSP era. It's a brutal cycle of find monster, get smacked by monster, make a hat out of monster's tail, repeat. There's no hand-holding here. It's just you, your oversized sword, and a feline companion who is arguably more competent than you are. The satisfaction of finally taking down a Tigrex is better than sex, mostly because the Tigrex doesn't ask you for emotional labor afterwards. If you're tired of the gloomy everything is grey aesthetic of most ARPGs, Titan Quest is like a sunny Mediterranean vacation where everything wants to kill you. You get to murder your way through Greek, Egyptian, and Asian mythology in a gorgeous isometric world. The dual class system is the real MVP here, allowing you to create some truly cursed builds that somehow still work. It's a loot fest of epic proportions. It's basically Diablo, but with more Zeus and fewer demons trying to eat your mortgage. It's bright, it's bloody, and it's incredibly addictive. Before we go into the list, I want to give you my recommendation for some of the best deals in instant gaming right now, especially if you're tight on budget. We knew that instant gaming always give us so many crazy deals for your favorite games, like these titles for example. I mean, can you believe these prices? If you love RPGs, there's no way you never heard of these masterpieces, and to think that you can get them under $10 or even $5, it's an absolute steal. All you have to do is just click my link in the description below, start searching for your favorite games and use the activation code on your chosen platform. By using my link, you're not only saving tons of money, but also helping me to support this channel. Alright then, let's get back into the list. Welcome to the Capital Wasteland, where the water is spicy with radiation and the locals are mostly cannibals. Fallout 3 redefined what it meant to explore a post-apocalyptic world. Using the VIII system to watch a mutant's head explode in slow motion is a primal joy that never gets old. Whether you're being a saint and saving Megaton or being a total prick and nuking it for a better view, the freedom to ruin everyone's day is unparalleled. It's a bleak, green-tinted masterpiece that makes our current world starting to look pretty similar.
This is hopeless!
Back to the classics with Final Fantasy IX. This was a love letter to the fans returning to the crystals and medieval charm after the sci-fi detours of the previous games. Zidane is the rare JRPG protagonist who actually enjoys life, and Vivi is the small existential crisis in a hat that we all must protect at all costs. The world of Gaia is brimming with personality, and the story manages to tackle deep themes like mortality without being a total buzzkill. It's cozy, it's whimsical, and it'll probably make you cry, but like the good kind of crying. Let's double down with Dungeon Siege 1 and 2. These games were the kings of the seamless world. No loading screens, just pure unadulterated monster clicking. The leveling system was simple. If you used a sword, you got better at swords. Groundbreaking, I know. It's the perfect zone-out game where you can lead a pack of pack mules and a ragtag party through endless forests and caves. It feels like a massive, epic journey where you start as a humble farmer and end as a god slayer, which is the ultimate career path we all truly want.
Three blessings, Sarah.
Next up, we're crawling back to Morrowind, the game where a giant flea is your boss and the local gods are literally living in volcanic basements. This is the peak of weird Bethesda. There are no quest markers here. A guy just tells you to walk past a weird-shaped rock and turn left at the bush that looks like a toe. It's incredibly immersive because it treats you like an adult, or at least like a prisoner who can eventually fly across the map if you drink enough potions. It's an alien world that feels lived in, dangerous, and brilliantly bizarre. Before Baldur's Gate 3 made everyone want to date a bear, the original duo set the gold standard for CRPGs. These games are a love letter to 2nd edition AD&D, filled with more text than your college thesis but way more entertaining. You've got Minisky and his miniature giant space hamster, Boo, and a villain in Irenicus who is so delightfully smug you can't help but respect the hustle. It's a massive, sprawling tactical masterpiece where your choices actually have consequences, unlike my choice to eat a whole pizza at 2 a.m.
What now, I wonder?
In the runner-up spot, we have the games that prove Star Wars stories are better when they aren't about the Skywalkers. KOTOR 1 and 2 gave us the best twist in gaming history and a droid named HK-47 who calls humans meatbags, which, let's be honest, is accurate. Whether you're a light side Boy Scout or a dark side menace who uses Force Choke as a greeting, the writing is top-tier BioWare. It's the ultimate space wizard simulator that makes you feel like the most important person in a galaxy far away.
Issue achieved. Failing master. Failing master.
I got nowhere else.
And finally, the king of the golden era, Dragon Age Origins. This is dark fantasy at its absolute peak. It's gritty, it's political, and the origin stories actually change how the world treats you. The tactical combat is deep enough to drown in, and the banter between your companions is better than most sitcoms. Morrigan and Alistair's bickering is the soundtrack to my soul. It's a game about making impossible choices where there is no perfect ending, just a series of increasingly difficult ways to save a world that's kind of a dumpster fire. It's the GOAT for a reason. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are other games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your favorites that probably deserve the spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace!